Yes.
You are welcome.
Thanks.
Aveo.
Hey Bashar, my question relates to self-love and ultimately how to stay in a vibration of self-love persistently. I've recently discovered that self-love is essentially the first key into getting into a higher consciousness, and I'm having trouble ultimately figuring out how to do it and staying there with environments, with thoughts, with circumstances, and so on and so forth of daily life. Thanks.
Well, the first question is, why would you choose to leave that state? Why are you making those conditions, those outward conditions, more powerful than your ability to simply choose the state you prefer? Remember, acting on your passion must be done for its own sake. You can't make it conditional on outer conditions. Those are reflections. Those are opportunities to match those frequencies. But the question is, why would you choose to match the things that you say you don't prefer as states of being? So the question to ask yourself is, why would you choose to leave the state of self-love? By exploring that question, it will help you understand why you are doing that. Good day, good day.
Good day, Bashar. I'm so happy to meet you. First, I would like to give you, Daryl, your entire team a heartfelt thank you for all that you do to bring these types of events to us.
It is our passion and our pleasure. What would you like to discuss this day?
Um,
Okay, so my question was about a recent challenge that I've had, and I was pleasantly surprised when, in trying to solve the challenge, I was led to my highest excitement. However, that path ended about 2 days ago, and so that leads me to my question for you today, which is, if we have loved ones who have uh, cognitive deficits, is it okay to choose the course that can keep them at peace, even if it means to withhold information from them?
Possibly. Again, if you are determining that the information you are sharing is something that is more important or less important for their peaceful state of being, you have to make that determination. But if you are withholding information that they need for their own process, then you may need to share the information. But you need to make the determination as to which way would allow them to exist in a state of being that gives them the opportunity to process things that would allow them to be more of who they truly are. So you can make that determination to not say something or to say something based on your determination of what will be creating the best state of being for them to be centered and to be who they truly are, which will give them the best opportunity to learn whatever lessons they are here to learn for their soul's growth. Do you feel capable of determining that?
I feel like I do. So the two options that I'm looking at would be I don't want to, I know that you tell us about not to take away someone else's process. So I don't know if their process should be to experience lack and suffering. I don't want to judge their experience either and say that it's suffering. They may not look at it as suffering. So the two options would be to do what they need for their basic needs and not share certain information with them about how it's being accomplished, or to let them have the experience of lack and suffering and possibly not having all their needs met.
We will say this. Whatever it is you deem to be truly helpful, you can offer them the opportunity to be helped, but they have to accept it. If they are not accepting it, then it's none of your business what they do with the information you're sharing with them that you deem might be helpful to them. You have to let them determine whether or not they wish to be helped by it. So you can share an idea, but you can say it's up to you to determine whether or not this is something you would like to accept. You have no agenda as to whether or not they accept what it is that you deem might be helpful for them. Does that help you?
Yes. Yes, sir. I do.
All right. You do not have to refer to us as sir.
It's a habit. I'm Southern. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right.
Thank you, Bashar. Thank you for
You are
everything,
very
for
welcome.
giving your energy to us all of these years. Thank you so much.
It is our passion and our pleasure. Aveo.
Hi, Bashar. I have a question. I'm an animal communicator, and I talked to many dogs before they died, and they always knew when there was their time of death. But recently, what happened to me was that I talked to one dog, and the dog said, "I'm dying." But then I communicated with its owner, and I gave the dog Reiki, and then what happened? The dog didn't die. So my question is, do animals know their time of death? Or what happened there? Could it be that the owner processed what it needed to process, and they move into different reality? And one more thing, do animals have spirit guides as humans do? Thank you.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes to all of that.
Hi, Bashar.
Good day to you, Molly.
We have a lot of really exciting questions from the audience today.
All right.
The first question, regarding this step 2 of social experiment, how does this apply to spiritual conversations with people who enjoy discussing spiritual matters rather than conversations with religious people who hold strong religious beliefs given to them by that religion? I ask because I enjoy talking with spiritual-minded people, including Bashar's spiritual teachings.
Step 2 does not prevent you from having spiritually oriented discussions. It is simply asking you not to argue with people who have specific beliefs that may be either spiritual or religious. In the sense of sharing is fine. In the sense of attempting to convince someone to change, that is what the step 2 is attempting to avoid, so that you can remain neutral, share where appropriate, share where there is like-minded discussion. That is fine.
In a recent interview by Daryl, Next Step for Our Planet, Daryl said the vibration of contact and the interstellar alliance is a very narrow bandwidth. He discussed the idea as it relates to conspiracy theories. Does the remark, a very narrow bandwidth, have any secondary meaning? And if so, can you expand on this?
It simply means that there is a specific frequency to the version of Earth that is experiencing contact with certain extraterrestrial societies. There are an infinite number of parallel realities, and many of them may be experiencing contact. But they are experiencing contact in different combinations in different ways, each of which is its own narrow bandwidth. A slight change in the frequency would mean that you're experiencing contact in a different way, and even potentially with a different group of extraterrestrial beings. So the idea of our particular interstellar alliance, the organization and what it contains in terms of the civilizations, the degree to which they participate, the degree to which humans on Earth will participate, the degree to which we are involved with you in open contact, has a specific frequency, which is simply another way of saying a narrow bandwidth. So the steps we are giving you is specifically trained to that bandwidth.
Can you explain how to discern between a conspiracy theory versus just new or lesser known information? For example, there are probably people who would call the hybrid agenda a conspiracy theory, and your transmissions don't have conventional scientific evidence or agreement around them. But it still doesn't seem like we were meant to treat this information as a conspiracy theory. And there are other examples in different fields, like progressive work in archaeology and such. that some might treat as conspiracy just because it's different than what's established or traditional. How do we sort out what is conspiracy from what is clear, so to speak?
Do the work, do the research yourself. If something is something you are interested in, don't just follow because one person says something or a number of people says something and go off just the idea that it feels right because you're out of touch with why it is you decide to go along with it. Do the work, do the research. If it is something of interest to you, take the time to do your own investigations. Find out what facts you can, find out what information you can. Make sure that your particular style of research isn't flawed in terms of simply being something that goes off of what you would prefer to feel out of anxiety or any other feeling, and allow yourself the opportunity to take the time to do the research. Don't rush to a conclusion. Remain neutral, even with our information. This is why we give you things like the formula, because when you take the time to apply them, really learn them, then you can get an effect and see that it is something that works. So the idea of any other particular discipline, any other knowledge or information that may be coming to you, if it is important to you, if it is something that you find attractive or you are curious about, take the time to do the research, even if that research takes days, weeks, months, years. You don't have to rush into believing something to be true just because someone says it, just because you might feel some gravitational attraction toward it. Take the time, aside from the attraction, to find out what really makes sense to you. Make sure that your technique of investigation isn't flawed, that you're not making unbased assumptions. Just allow yourself to take the time to find out what about it really is relevant for you, what about it is really relevant to most people. What is it that really makes a difference in your world in a way that can be, to you, verified by making the kind of changes in your reality that allow you to move forward in a beneficial way? A lot of conspiracy theories are, shall we say, peppered with fear, peppered with anxiety, are simply spur of the moment ideas with absolutely no research. And even some people who say that there is, research online, are simply going along with someone who says they've done the research, but they don't really know if their research is flawed. They may simply be going off a hunch. So the idea is take the time to do the research yourself, no matter how long it takes. Stay neutral until you satisfy yourself completely that it is something worth pursuing, because you're the one deciding that you're attracted to it. And if you are attracted to it, then it's worth pursuing. Take the time to do so in a manner, in a way that really gives you the assurance and the confidence that it is something that can be applied in your life in a relevant way and benefits humanity.
Thank you.
Yes.
Along those lines, this person wants to know if urban legends are included in conspiracy theories.
They can be. In a sense, they're like a close cousin, but again, what I just said still applies. If you are attracted to something like that, curious about it, take the time to do the work. Take the time to do the research. Make sure that your research technique isn't flawed. Make sure that you are actually doing the science, that you're really doing the math, if that is applicable. Allow yourself to remain neutral until you find something that truly represents convincing evidence to you. And ask yourself always the why question. Why would this be important for me to know one way or another? Remain neutral until you can fully answer that question as to why it's important to you. Because then if you have honest self-investigation, you may discover that the why may be based on anxiety, or the why may be based on excitement, or the why may be based on being of service to humanity, or a number of other reasons. But find out why you're interested in it. Don't just accept it at face value.
Is it safe to say that all of us here are involved in a conspiracy theory called ET-UFO? You mentioned focusing on evidence and facts. Will we be provided with such in the next steps? just so open contact is not labeled as a conspiracy theory by others?
Yes, the steps will include things to do that will take you step by step in a direction where you can verify things for yourself when necessary in the appropriate timing. But I also remind you, it doesn't matter what other people think.
Is there any issue with watching or reading educational material that helps us understand more about how conspiracy theories happen, the psychology behind them, and the actual collective facts that they obscure? Basically, not listening to the conspiracy theory itself, but maybe something illuminating about the psychology and such around it.
Yes, that can be a valid part of your research to understand why conspiracy theories exist, why they proliferate, how they proliferate, the reasons people have for buying into them, so on and so forth. So, yes, that can be a valid part of your research. And that's part of what we're talking about. Research it on all levels. Find out what's going on and why humans may be attracted to perpetuate certain theories, conspiracy or otherwise. Ask yourself the why questions. And so that brings psychology into it. Understand the psychology, and you may understand more clearly what is worth pursuing as a theory.
Hello, Team Bashar. My name is Michael Bove, and through following the formula as best I can, I realized that I had a negative belief that basically was saying I can't create what I need, or distilled completely down to I'm separate from all that is, which I know is not true. And then through recently focusing on using the AAA formula in the last month, I realized after seeing Bashar at the last CLE that I have a reinforcing mechanism that is saying that if I do get what I need or prefer, that it's actually going to cause more suffering. So my question is, can I continue just using the AAA formula? Will that be enough? Or do I need bigger guns? Do I need a bigger permission slip or some insight from Bashar that would help me finally let go of these fear-based beliefs that I've been using and believing my whole life? Thank you so much.
You can continue to use the AAA formula, but at the same time, what you really need to do is have deeper investigation into the motivational mechanism of why you would continue to hold on to something you say you don't prefer. So you have to ask yourself what you're getting out of holding on to it because you believe something worse would happen if you let it go. That's the key, the motivational mechanism of understanding what you believe would be the worst thing that would happen if you let go of holding on to the negative thing you're holding on to. Because you believe that somehow holding on to that thing you don't prefer is actually serving you better than letting it go. You are afraid that letting it go would cause something worse to happen. You've said so in your question. So it's the motivational mechanism that is the key of understanding, and you have to find out what it is you think holding on to this negative thing is preventing you from experiencing that would be worse. So you need more deeper, honest self-investigation as to what that would be and why you think something worse would happen and what that worst thing would be. It's not a fact, it's just a story. You have to really wrap your mind around that. It's not a fact that something worse will happen, it's just a story. But you're telling yourself that story or buying into that story and believing that story, and so it feels safer to hold on to what you're holding on to, even if you don't prefer it. Because again, you keep believing that the alternative would be worse. So you need to clarify what that actually is to you.
Good day. Hi, Bashar.
Good day. What would you like to discuss with us this day?
I would like to talk to you about counterparts.
Yes.
So, I previously discussed with you, and I have a counterpart, and I made the choice to sort of separate space because the relationship wasn't aligned.
All right. Sometimes counterparts are for that purpose.
Yes. So I kind of wanted to ask you, reading my energy, if sort of you can read that I have met my agreement, if my side of the street is clean.
By asking the question, we would assume that you don't necessarily think that it is.
Well, I just don't know. I mean, I have done everything I could.
To do what?
Sorry?
To do what?
Meaning, like, I did everything I could in the relationship to be as real and as honest and to end it as, like, sincerely as possible.
All
But
right.
that you have previously said that sometimes counterparts have, like, agreements.
Yes, but that can be the agreement too.
Yes.
Walking away can be part of the agreement, and sometimes it's the most loving thing you can do because you're showing the other being the consequences of the choices that they're making that may be vibrationally incompatible with the choices that you prefer, thus giving them the opportunity to either change or continue along the path that they are continuing, which would perpetuate the idea of separation between you physically.
Yes. And so I was just sort of saying, can you look at my energy and know anything
Yes,
about that agreement?
I know what you are saying, and what I'm saying is if what I have just said aligns with you, then you're doing fine.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you. All right. So I had a dream, and in the dream, there were 3 Black Panthers and a tiger. And I have spoken to you about my dreams, and I'm visited by many big cats. And
Yes.
in this dream, I've made peace with tiger. I still have fear about jaguar, and apparently I have fear about Black Panther because in this dream there were 3 Black Panthers and a tiger, and the tiger came close, almost sort of introduce them, and the Black Panthers stayed in the back, and then I woke up.
Are you afraid of your own power?
Sure.
Why? What do you mean, sure?
I mean,
Why are you afraid of your own power? What are you afraid might happen if you express your power?
what is power in your definition?
The ability to be your authentic self.
Am I afraid to be my authentic self?
Yes. Are you afraid of any reactions that might occur in your society being your authentic self? Are you afraid to follow your passion? Are you afraid of any kind of response to following your passion?
Okay. The way that I can answer this is I must be, right? Because I have the fear.
Well, what are you afraid will happen if you do follow your passion?
Probably just failure. That's the first thing that came to mind.
How can you fail by following your passion? Those two concepts do not go together.
Well, what if, well, how does it,
In other words, if you have an insistence or an assumption as to what you think the outcome of following your passion might be, and you don't achieve the outcome you insisted upon, you're going to call that a failure. But this is why the formula says to have no insistence and no assumption as to what the outcome might be of acting on your passion, because the real truth, the authentic truth is, even though sometimes you may guess correctly what the outcome might be, you actually have no idea what the ideal outcome actually needs to look like. And therefore, if you simply allow synchronicity to show you what the outcome actually would be of acting on your passion, and you're willing to stay in a positive state no matter what manifests, then in following the formula, your life will continue to flow. You will learn the lessons you need to learn. You will grow and expand your consciousness in that way. But if you have insistence on what you think is supposed to happen by acting on your passion, then yes, you're setting yourself up for disappointment because you're insisting that you know best what the outcome should be, when the truth is you have no idea what the best outcome actually needs to look like.
okay, so let me ask it like this.
Yes.
Is it possible I have a spiritual contract where the outcome is stuff that doesn't happen for me in the physical life? Because I do follow my passion, most of them. There's more passion I could follow, and I will do that. However, is following your passion supposed to support you?
Yes.
Okay, so what if that's not happening?
Then what you're doing is you're limiting your definition of support, because there are many forms of support. What kind of support do you think you need?
The kind that allows me to pay my bills.
Yes. So you're focused on the form of money.
I haven't been before, to be honest. It's
Then why are you now?
because I have increasing bills.
All right. And so remember, communication is a form of abundance.
I know.
Well, have you used communication to communicate with the people that you seem to owe money to engage them and include them in your process, to let them know you have every intention of paying them, but to describe your situation and see if they're willing to change your situation in some way, shape, or form that makes it easier for you to pay what you owe?
I could have more of those conversations.
Then have more of them.
Okay,
And
well,
put yourself out there in a way that allows you to take advantage of all the different forms of abundance, such as being given a
take
gift.
advantage of every form of abundance but money. So what does that mean? Like, what is
It
that?
means you're too focused on money.
No, meaning I use every form of abundance other than money because I usually don't have the money. So,
But you can't discount it. You have to include it as equal to all the other forms. You can't shut it out either.
I know. And so, but how would I be like, what mental block would I be
All right, let's start from scratch. Can you name some of the expressions of your passion that you're acting on?
Writing, singing, channeling.
All right. Are you saying absolutely none of these are supporting you in any way, shape, or form?
I'm not saying that.
What are you saying?
They support me, but they're not supporting me in enough to support my bills.
Can you change your situation so as to not have the bills?
I would love to. What does that mean to you? What would that mean to you?
All right. Well, again, let's take it down to basics. You say that you are writing. Yes?
Yes.
What have you written?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I am writing. I've written books. I write prose. I write I write about words. I write fiction. I write about spiritual matters.
All right. And you said you are channeling.
Yes.
You are channeling to the public?
Yes. I just started doing life regressions per our conversation where you told me in another version of myself was acting out people's dreams.
All right. And are you charging for your channeling?
I'm in the okay, so maybe this is what you're telling me. I'm in a trial period because I wanted to make sure a litmus test myself and perfect my process. So I'm
Answer the question, please. Are you charging for your channeling?
not this kind, no.
That's the problem. Is your channeling not worth it even in its present stage?
It's definitely worth it in its present stage.
Then why aren't you charging for it as an equal exchange?
Well, when I try out a new service, I like to do a trial, and so I offer the service for free. So I have, a subgroup, a test.
And how long do your trials last? Obviously, long enough that it leaves you incapable of paying your bills.
Okay. I received that.
All right. Are you willing to charge even for the trials? And why do you think you need too much of the trial?
I guess I like to make sure I'm doing things with integrity. So I like.
Do you see what I mean by not actually expressing your authentic power? You're too hesitant. You're too unsure that you're doing something properly. Stop having trials. Just do it.
Okay. Thank you.
Just engage fully. Jump in. Let go of the hesitation. Let go of the uncertainty. Just do it. Be your authentic self. Ask for an equal and fair exchange from the get-go.
From the get-go. Okay. I can do that.
All right.
Thank you.
So, If you understand how to apply that to every aspect of your passion, things will change.
I'm going to work on that. It's
Oh, all right. Work on it for as long as you wish.
okay. I just mean, like, obviously you have to go about the process of doing the things, right?
Yes,
Yes.
but without hesitation as to what they're worth.
And how do you put a price on that?
When you feel like you can walk away and feel completely satisfied and that you have offered a fair exchange to the others that you are giving your gifts to, then you will feel that it is a balance. If you walk away and feel that something is missing and you are giving yourself the indications that you cannot support yourself, then something is out of balance.
Well, according to that, I should be charging a lot more for what I do.
Maybe you should, if you believe that you're worth it.
I believe that I'm worth it.
Do you?
Oh, okay. Yes, I do. Here's where,
All right.
here's the hang up. The hang up is knowing people are in economic straits and then charging what you're worth. Isn't there like a gap? Okay, there's a gap in reality there, right? Because
The idea is, do you believe that what you're charging on its own is exorbitant?
not at this point, but if I were charging the prices that like, what it's worth, what I know it's worth,
Yes. Do you not believe that there are people who would find that amount actually doable and equitable?
I do.
There will be people who won't, but are they actually your customers?
Well, there are a lot of people that are the people in the most need.
Yes. And remember that while you are charging what you believe you're worth and attracting customers that are totally happy paying that, you can at the same time offer others who cannot afford it a discount. But that doesn't mean that you have to offer the same discount to everyone.
Right.
You can determine on a case-by-case basis when to share something with someone at a lower amount, but that doesn't mean you deprive yourself of what you believe you are worth for those customers who are just fine paying it. It's all about equating to different levels, being equal to different levels of exchange and doing them all. So sometimes you can offer something for free. Sometimes you can offer for something at a discount. Sometimes you can offer something at full price. All of them together will support you.
Okay. And you're saying, so at the price that I actually want to charge, I charge that. And then I will be in the reality where such people who can afford those things will find me.
Yes, absolutely. That's how it works. And the people that can't will ask you, may I have a discount? And when they do, or when you get any indication that they may need what you have to share and really want what you have to share and desire it, but simply can't pay you what you have expressed is your authentic worth, then you can decide to offer them a discount. You can work it out. You can negotiate. You can be free to do that, but you can be free to do that on every level. You don't have to just be totally exclusive on one level alone.
Yeah. I see my issue as the assumption of what people can do as opposed
Yes.
to attracting.
Everything. Everything.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Attract them all.
Okay.
You can work with each and every one of them to whatever level they are comfortable with. But the hesitation is preventing you from expressing your authenticity and getting a fair exchange for it.
For 37 years.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I got to change that pronto.
All right. Please do so.